Have you ever heard of the God particle? It sounds like something from science fiction, or maybe something that explains the meaning of life. But despite the name, it has nothing to do with religion. It is actually one of the most important discoveries in modern science. And without it, you, me, planets, stars, and even atoms as we know them might not exist. So what exactly is the God particle? To understand it, imagine the universe just after the Big Bang. Everything was unimaginably hot. Energy filled every corner of space. Tiny particles were flying around at nearly the speed of light. But there was one problem. None of these particles had mass. Without mass, nothing could slow down enough to form atoms. Without atoms, there would be no chemistry, no stars, no planets, no people. The universe would simply remain a chaotic sea of energy forever. So where did mass come from? That question puzzled physicists for decades. Then, in 1964, a physicist named Peter Higgs proposed something revolutionary. What if all of space is filled with an invisible field? Not just around Earth, not just around galaxies, everywhere, even the empty space around you right now. This became known as the Higgs Field. Imagine walking through waist-deep water. Some people move through it easily, others struggle. The more resistance they experience, the harder they are to move. The Higgs field works in a similar way. Particles moving through this invisible field interact with it differently. Some barely interact at all. Others interact very strongly. The stronger they interact, the more mass they have. Mass is not something particles simply contain. It is something they gain by interacting with this invisible field that fills the entire universe. But there was one problem. Nobody had ever seen this field. So how could scientists prove it existed? Just like dropping a pebble into a pond creates a ripple, disturbing the Higgs field should create a particle. That particle became known as the Higgs Boson, nicknamed the God particle. Not because it creates God, not because it explains creation, but because finding it was considered almost impossible. The nickname actually came from a book publisher. The author Leon Lederman originally wanted to call it the goddamn particle because it was so incredibly difficult to find. The publisher shortened it to God particle, and the name stuck. To find it, scientists built the largest machine humanity has ever created. The Large Hadron Collider. A circular tunnel nearly 17 miles or 27 kilometers long, buried beneath France and Switzerland. Inside, powerful magnets accelerate protons to more than 99.999999% the speed of light. Then, scientists smash them together billions of times every second. Each collision briefly recreates conditions similar to those just after the Big Bang. Most collisions produce ordinary particles, but once in an extremely rare while, a Higgs boson appears. For less than 1/trillionth of a second. Then it disappears. Scientists never actually see the Higgs boson itself. Instead, they detect the particles it decays into almost instantly. It is like seeing footprints in fresh snow. You never saw the person, but the footprints prove they were there. On July 4, 2012, scientists announced they had finally found evidence of the Higgs boson. It was one of the biggest discoveries in physics in over 50 years. Peter Higgs was in the audience. He became emotional as the announcement was made. The discovery confirmed that his idea from nearly half a century earlier was correct. It also completed what scientists call the Standard Model, the best theory we have for explaining the fundamental particles and forces that make up our universe. But surprisingly, the Higgs boson did not answer every question. It explained where many particles get their mass, but it did not explain dark matter. It did not explain dark energy. It did not explain gravity. And it did not explain why the universe exists at all. In many ways, discovering the Higgs boson gave scientists even more questions than answers, which is exactly how science moves forward. Every discovery opens another door. The God particle is not the end of the story. It is the beginning of an entirely new chapter. The next breakthrough could completely change our understanding of reality once again. If you like this video, make sure you like and subscribe, and let us know in the comments what topic you want to hear next.